Yo, you guys know my obsession with tofu, and it is extended to 2 all-tofu patties with special sauce. Smashed burger. So let's go. In a saute pan, we have 3 tablespoons molasses, 2 tablespoons tomato paste, 3 tablespoons soy sauce, 2 tablespoons maple syrup. Add 1 tablespoon ground mustard, add 1 teaspoon fresh cracked black pepper. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon poultry seasoning and 1.5 teaspoons smoked paprika. Our last seasoning is 2 tablespoons onion powder. Turn the saute pan up to low heat. We're gonna start stirring and incorporating the spices into the wet mixture. We're gonna essentially cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. We're looking for the oils to be released from the seasonings and make the entire mixture one smooth paste. Pop the tofu out of the package, drain the excess water, and start grating the tofu. It doesn't take a lot of pressure, just gently grate the tofu so that we get nice long strands of tofu. Add the grated tofu to the saute pan. To the tofu, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons garbanzo bean flour, 2 tablespoons of potato starch, which I've combined here, half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, 1.5 teaspoons of liquid smoke. Gently start to combine the grated tofu with the breadcrumbs and the starches with the liquid base. We're gonna combine it until it starts to adhere and become all mixed together. We're looking for it to start to form a really nice, soft patty type texture. Once the tofu's completely mixed, we're gonna place it into a bowl. We're gonna cover the bowl and we're gonna place that in the refrigerator for 30 minutes at the minimum or overnight. This is gonna enable the patty to hold its shape and stick together when we saute it. This vegan special sauce blows my mind every time. We're gonna start off with 1 pack of silken tofu, half a cup of cashews, 2 tablespoons red wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon maple syrup, 1/4 cup of ketchup, and 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. You already know what I'm gonna say. We're gonna say puree on high until smooth, velvety smooth, that's right. And then we're gonna finish it with 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. To finish the special sauce, we need to add 1/4 cup of sweet relish, mix it thoroughly, pop it in the fridge so that the sauce will set up and become nice and thick and delicious. Ooh, that's right, I jumped into the middle of this video to touch base with you about something that's super important. If you're finding value and having fun cooking the recipes, it would be extremely helpful if you could hit the like button, the subscribe button, and most importantly, leave a comment. This helps YouTube find more people that are excited to cook vegan food. I'm gonna jump back into the recipe so we can get cooking. Listen, I know we all have our personal choices when it comes to the type of lettuce we put on our burger. For me personally, it's all about super fine shredded lettuce. The more the better for me. So today I shredded romaine very finely, and we have nicely sliced tomatoes, not too thick and not too thin. The tofu's been resting for 30 minutes in the refrigerator. It's cold, it's nice and firm, it's holding its shape, and now we're gonna use an ice cream scoop to scoop and portion our patties. I start with a piece of parchment paper on the bottom. I scoop out a nice portion of tofu patty. I use my hand to press the patty down, making sure we kind of keep that cylindrical shape, and now we're set to put it on the griddle. I understand a lot of this comes down to personal choice, but for me, one of the things I absolutely love about this onion is we cut it thick enough so that we get some caramelization on the outsides, but it's thick enough so that it also has a little bit of texture and chew. So we get like the caramelized soft outside with a little bit of texture on the inside. We're gonna place the sliced onions on a sheet pan. We're gonna season with salt and pepper, and we're gonna let those sit for about 5 minutes before we start cooking it. The reason I like to let it sit for about 5 minutes is it helps remove some of the water in the onion, and it's gonna really help it caramelize and get that really golden brown delicious outside, and it helps season the entire onion while it's sitting. So for today I'm using a griddle because A, it's kind of fun. I could have the burger going, I could have the onion cooking and the bun cooking all at the same time, and honestly it just takes me back to like working in a restaurant. So we have our griddle set at 350. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of butter. We're gonna place the onion down right on top of the butter so it starts to caramelize. We're gonna cook it for about 5 to 8 minutes until the one side is golden brown, and then we're gonna flip it and continue to cook it on the other side. Place some vegan butter on the griddle, take your hamburger patty, gently place it on top of the vegan butter, and start to cook the burger until it becomes a really deep golden brown delicious on the one side, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip it, adding another dab of butter and cooking the other side. This is one of the steps that makes a really delicious burger, and we really can't just skip over it. We have to make sure we butter the bun perfectly, and we place it on the griddle and we cook it until the bun gets that nice, crispy, dark edge. Since we're making burgers, we might as well make it like the double style. So we have our two patties. They're both cooked really nicely, golden brown, delicious. We're gonna add a slice of vegan cheese to each of the patties. We're gonna stack it. And then a nice little trick that I like to use is I take a bowl, I place it over the burgers, and then I hit it with just a splash of water, and essentially the steam melts the cheese just perfectly. Not melted so much that it's like falling off and too soft, but melted just so that it gets that little melted gooey, perfect, yummy texture. You have a beautiful In-N-Out style burger made with tofu. It is absolutely amazing. Let's go, people. Thanks for sticking with us and cooking the recipes. Those vegan chefs appreciate your support more than you could imagine. So check out the blog, thoseveganchefs.com. We have all the recipes in full detail. Leave comments, subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you next week.